Many of us at some point in our college careers have had to take college algebra. And during algebra, we've seen some pretty large numbers. A lot of those numbers we never want to see again, if you're me. But the greatest number, the most powerful number that I've come across, is the power of one. One person touches another person's life and sets it on a new course or a new direction. It doesn't matter that you don't have a lot of money or you don't have a lot of time to give. You don't have to give away all of your money. And you don't have to sail across the ocean to go to another country to help people. You can do so much without spending any money. You could see a person struggling with their groceries. Let's switch this slide. That was my map. There you go. You could, go ahead. That was one person touches another person's life, okay, leaves it better. You can see someone struggling with their groceries, and you can help them in the parking lot. I did that at Walmart the other day. It doesn't have to be the holiday in order to do that. It doesn't have to be a special season. You can do that all year long. You might see a student struggling with a paper and help them. Or you could see an opportunity at the bookstore, or you could go and volunteer a day at Habitat for Humanity. I do that a lot. You could see a person in a wheelchair and offer them a smile. A lot of us, when we look at people in wheelchairs, we see they're handicapped. We don't look them in the face. You just look them in the eye and offer them a smile. And it makes a big difference. It may be the only smile that person sees all day. There's a saying that I love. I've never seen a smiling face that wasn't beautiful. I love that. Go ahead. What's in it for me? Well, I get asked that from time to time. A lot of people think that it's really competitive programs. You know, if they help someone else, that person may rise up to my level or even pass me. And then, you know, I've helped my own demise. Well, this is not true. The truth is that we're all greater as a whole than any of us could be as an individual. And we make a difference in a person's life. It's so enriching. And it's really easy to start. Go ahead. In the beginning, in 1989, when I started, and I guess I've been here for a while. So when I started in 1989, I started with Mrs. Churchill, Lee Churchill, and she was in a writing class that I had. And I didn't know where I was wanting to go. I didn't know what I wanted to be, but I knew I didn't want to be where I was at anymore. So I took the first step, and I took her class. And about the second class, she called me over, and she said, you know, I like your papers, but you have a little spelling and grammar errors. Meet me after class, and I'll show you what we can do about that. So I stayed after class, and she took me down and introduced me to a computer, which I had never used before. And not only was it amazing, it had spell check. So that was pretty amazing for me. And I was able to be successful in that class. So I took that little bit of success, and I went on, and I took further classes. And Mrs. Churchill made this huge impact in my life, and I thought, I can do this. I can be successful. So she didn't get paid extra. She didn't get any award for that. She just did that with a happy heart, and she inspired me. So I went along and took classes and after classes, and I found more success, and then I came to a stumbling block in the road. Guess which one it was? Math. They put letters in my numbers. Who does that? I guess everybody that's over 5th grade nowadays does that. Go ahead. So I thought, okay, I'll go to my instructor, right? I was very successful the first time. I went to my instructor, and his name was Mike, and over at Indianapolis. And I said, I really want to do well in this class, but I'm really struggling. I've never seen letters in my numbers before. And he said, well, you know, come in after class. And I did that a couple times. And he said, you know what? You should probably drop. You're not going to make it. So I went on. I left his class, went on to my new favorite class, which was my Intro to Computers class with Frank Moman. Now, Frank was retired Air Force, and he saw me sitting outside of his class struggling, and he said, Miss Wagner, he said, what are you working on there? And I said, math. And he goes, I was a math major. I said, that's nice. He said, well, come in and let me see if I can help you. I said, well, my math teacher actually told me I should drop. And he said, drop? Well, don't you need that for your program? And I said, yes, I do. And he said, well, come in, we'll look at it. So he said, there's a lot of ways to get to Rome. We just have to figure out your way. Not only did I pass that class, I got a B. He met with me every week. And Frank changed the direction of my life. That's the power of one. One person enabled me to be a success. He changed the whole direction of my life by that one day a week that he helped me. It was amazing. And at the beginning of the semester, Mr. Marshall made us all go get the same book. I was at the line in the bookstore, and there was a little girl there, and she didn't have enough money. So the lady at the bookstore said, "You can't have your book." And she was crying and on the phone. And I went up to her and said, what does she need here? She has $20. I said, so $20 is the deal breaker here? I mean, that's the difference between that and success? Here you go, $20. So I gave her $20, and 2 weeks ago I went into Ivy Tech, and that little girl had found my Phi Theta Kappa director and gave it to her. That little slip with that little $20 on there, and she said, thank you. My husband was flying on the plane to Detroit. He found this homeless family in the paper, Star News. They had nowhere to go, and he called me up on the phone, and he said, fix it. I said, fix it? Do we have a house that I don't know about? I mean, do we have an extra house? He said, these people have lost their home. It's a whole family. Find them, fix it. So I called the Star, found the family, and my husband called me back, and a piece of property that we had bought had on it a little house. He goes, give them the house for 6 months, and they can get a new start. So we gave them the house. They read another article in the paper about it, and before you knew it, Rent-A-Sitter came in and gave them all their furniture. People came in and donated household goods, food. The whole community came together, and that was the real power of one. Now, when you leave here today, I challenge you to look inside yourself and find your own power of one and see what kind of difference that you can make in the world. Thank you.